Welcome to What the Flick, everybody. I'm Matt Atchity, Alonso Duralde, Christy, Lemire. We are here today to talk about White House Down.
So, White House Down stars Ben Mankiewicz as a news anchor who's explaining to America what's going on during an apparent terrorist attack on the White House. Okay, no, he's in the movie though, and he's not here this week, which sucks because we totally want to give him shit about being in the movie. But he's actually not bad in the movie, and the movie's not bad either. Go take a look.
If you are just tuning in, we are going to breaking news out of Washington.
Officials searching for answers as to who, what, or why this.
Tell me how much time I have.
Is Ben Mankiewicz frightened reporter number 2?
No, he's an anchor.
A lot.
He's on TV the whole movie. Like, there's a room of school children and children that are still trapped inside.
And they keep cutting to voiceover from him too.
Oh.
Yeah,
he's
crazy.
He's looping this whole thing together. Yeah.
I did not see White House Down. I thought that 7:30 was actually a 7, so I screwed up. Anyway, I missed it, but I've seen Olympus Has Fallen, so I kind of feel like I'm prepared to talk about it somewhat.
This is way better than Olympus Has Fallen.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, they're both ridiculous, and they're both die-hard movies, basically. But I had the best time at White House Down. It's so stupid. I mean, I can't defend this movie aesthetically for a second, and it's dopey and it's ridiculous, but it's super entertaining. Roland Emmerich, bless, this is the thing he knows how to do.
Blow shit up.
Yeah, blow shit up. And Channing Tatum, I want not to take Channing Tatum seriously, and he won't let me not take him seriously because he's so good in this stuff. He is, this character is almost like a mix of the fun that he brings to 21 Jump Street, but as an actual credible action hero as well.
Why are you surprised by this?
I don't know. I shouldn't be surprised by now.
Because you started out with him in dance movies, and you're like, oh, come on.
That's hard to do, though. He's a really good dancer. To have
He is ridiculously attractive, like to the underwear model extent, and his name is Channing Tatum. So it's like all the cards were stacked against him. But damn it, he's good. So
full disclosure, our friend Ben Mankiewicz is in this, and I will admit, I think that I can't decide if I'm being a little lighter on this movie because Ben's in it. It's like, and it kind of cheered me up.
He's our friend.
Like, oh, Ben's in this. This is fun. But this is a fun movie, and I think the difference between this and Olympus Has Fallen is that this has a much lighter tone, and with the cynicism of some of the recent action movies, especially something like Man of Steel and Iron Man 3 even starts out really dark. It goes in a different direction, but it starts out really dark. I think we've been hit with a lot of really cynical, really dark, really angry action movies, and what Emmerich brings to this, and the movies that we've seen, even 2012, even Day After Tomorrow, like those have a light, kind of fun touch to them.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a caper. It's not a spree. I mean, there are actual consequences, and the president is in real danger, and the country is in real danger, and there are stakes. But there is because of Tatum and Jamie Foxx, who plays the president, or as Dave calls him, he plays Flo Flock Flobama, Flo Flama. That lightens the mood a bit, and there's the whole thing with like Channing Tatum's daughter in there, who's played by Joey King, who's also in The Conjuring, and she was just in Oz. And them trying to keep track of each other and getting out okay, and all the crazy security stuff in the White House, and eventually, as with all these movies, it always winds up with rocket launchers on the roof of the White House.
It's always going to end up
always,
that way.
always. But it's just insanely fun.
Let me ask you this though: is the tone, is the glibness within this siege a little queasy-making sometimes? Because I've talked to some folks who've seen it. Ben Lyons went out and called it a disgrace. He went on Twitter and said it was a disgrace.
Ben Lyons said that?
He's mad because he wasn't cast in it.
Is that what it is? No. Lyons actually has really good taste, but I would say that I think it's definitely dividing people that I've seen in terms of like, is the tone too light when people's lives are at stake? Is it trying too hard to wedge in the humor within the action?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't know what your take on it was, but I mean, there is Christy Lemire word, there's gravitas.
Drink.
So, you've got Maggie Gyllenhaal is like, she's the head of the Secret Service, and you've got, all the in the Pentagon Situation Room and stuff. So, I mean, they are taking this seriously. There are nukes at stake here. So they're not just sort of glibly tossing it off. But with the humor comes within the just human situation of Channing and Foxx trying to get the hell out of the White House and trying to, subvert the plan these guys are doing with whatever means they have, at their disposal. So I didn't feel like it was tossing it off like, oh, this is just a goofy lark. I mean, I think you get the consequences and they find the humor within that situation in a non-offensive way.
I think that this movie walks right to the edge of being too silly about its subject matter. And I think that's something that Roland Emmerich does a lot, right? I mean, there's as much as, you look at Independence Day, and Independence Day, in that reality would be horrifying, right? That aliens come and attack the earth and lay waste to cities. And millions upon millions of people die, right? But that movie's kind of fun, right? and there's a lot of laughs in that movie, and there's a lot of goofiness. And and Emmerich's movies do that. Same thing with 2012. Same thing with Day After Tomorrow. Same thing with Stargate. Like
he finds the lighter side of the apocalypse.
I think that he can.
We all have to find it within ourselves.
I think he does these big, spectacular action movies that are kind of fun, and there's like a lurid thrill to it. And so I don't know that the White House is any more sacred than any of the other major international monuments that Emmerich has destroyed on film. So I think it works in this case. I actually think the tone that they set is okay, as opposed to the 250,000 people that would have died at the end of Man of Steel.
Which nobody acknowledges the massive carnage.
Because it's just buildings, so of course no one was in them.
No actual people with blood.
This is the kind of movie where when the bad guys start, encrypting the computer code or whatever, that you don't just get a ticking clock. You get like a 10-digit ticking clock. Like it's 1.00000. And I'm like, okay, we're in for this. Again, this isn't a movie I'm going to defend. I'm not going to say that it's this great piece of cinema, but I had a blast.
Okay,
I had a blast.
I guess it's what you want this time of year.
Yeah.
I will go see it tonight. I
Okay.
look forward to it. To 2 hours and 17 minutes of White House Down.
And I
can stay awake. Yes.
never felt like it was that long.
No?
It
No.
zipped
That's
by.
a lot of time.
It is a lot of time.
Yeah, I had no idea that it was that long until it was over.
Okay.
Again,
Well.
I feel like we keep singing the praises of Roland Emmerich, and let's be honest, he is kind of a hack. I mean, his movies
No,
are
he
really
has a
dopey.
niche.
He is
But he's got a niche.
He's not an artist, but he does.
But I will tell you,
like
one of
Liam Neeson in Taken, he has a very specific set of skills.
One of the things he does well, he keeps it moving. He
Yeah.
keeps it going really fast. So yeah, it's over 2 hours, but you don't really feel it.
Okay, what are your numbers?
I will give it a 7.5, but to paraphrase Paul Rudd in Anchorman, it is a 10 of a 7.5.
Okay,
6.5. It is still really stupid.
Okay, let's be honest with ourselves.
It
So
is.
our average is 7. It's at 45% on the tomato meter from really serious critics who don't like to have fun in the summertime. Blah. Bye.